Everybody, it is week 25 of Duffs to Darts. I am Ed, as always, taking you on the journey, or my journey, of myself trying to get from a 20 to a 10 handicap in 10 months on a budget on a dime. So, how did I get my game better this week on a budget? So, here's what I did. So last week I talked about that I was going to be playing a golf course not too far from me. It's called Shallot Hills. It's in Cary, Illinois. It was the first time I'd ever played there. Never, played before. I have 4 passes to play 18 holes in a cart there that I'm actually using for the outisde Virtual Open that I mentioned last week. So if you guys are in the northern Illinois area, southern Wisconsin, genre of the globe, or of the United States, if you go to the outisde Facebook page, so it's the Golf Podcast by outisde, and you'll see a post on there. Just comment on the link so I know you're in the area, and then I'm going to do a drawing on the 12th of July 2019, and then whoever I pick is going to join me, Chris McEwen, and his buddy Josh, who's also his cameraman, and we're going to be filming out there for outisde for the Virtual Open. But best of all, it's free golf. The round is essentially, it's on me. I've got the passes, and I'm sharing it with outisde Army members. So if you're in the area, if you watch this in time, jump in there, look for that post, and comment, and you'll get added in. So I went and I played there on Friday. I played with my mother-in-law, Sandra, who I've played with before. I mentioned to you guys a couple of times that she's a golfer, and I have no issues playing with ladies at all whatsoever. So I let her know I was off of work. I was going to go play golf, invited her. She came along. But I also extended the invite over to Colleen, who is my boss. She plays a little bit, and her significant other, Tom, he's a big golfer. He's so much, and so he is trying to make it to the Senior U.S. Open. He's, competitive golf. Now that he's retired from being a firefighter, he's, he gets coached, several times a week by a top teaching professional. And he works on his game 6 to 8 hours a day. So he's a good player. Looking at a scratch, probably no more than a 2 handicap. So we all went out there and played. Play being it's a loose word. So I parred the first hole. I hit a little fade down the left side of the fairway, cut over to the right. Kept the low 4-iron, clipped the tree, made it up, and got up and down for par. After that, a lot of great things happened as far as the score goes, guys. I talk a lot about how I just need to play more to really get my game into check, because I can't lower the handicap without the low score. So I went and I played. I shot a 53 on the front and a 51 on the back, guys. Not good at all. Obviously, it's over 100. It's not in the 80s, which I need to be to lower that handicap. I had like 9 penalties off the tee where I just sliced it so horribly bad that it's not like I could even find the ball to even try to recover from it. One such hole, there was water 250 yards away, and I sliced it into the water twice from the tee. Took a drop down by the water on the second time, tried to hit a little punch shot to get it up, close to the end of the fairway so I can hit an approach shot. And it just ran through the fairway and out of bounds again, where I couldn't even find the ball. I was done with that hole. But the bright side of this that I want to talk about is that Tom, being an experienced player, knowing what he's doing, he watched my swing and he noticed 2 major things. One was my takeaway. I should say 3 things he actually, noticed. So the first thing was my takeaway. He noticed that when I take the club face back, I go very straight back. So when I'm coming very straight back, I'm kind of getting stuck. So as I'm trying to come through the ball, I can't get inside. My arms aren't it's not gonna do it. So I'm getting that outside in swing, getting that slice. So he said, okay, one, I noticed that you're coming very straight back. Why don't you come back inside a little bit more? Second thing he noticed was the grip on my left hand was a little weak. It's like, just roll that under a little bit. So, on a little bit more, a little firmer grip. It felt uncomfortable, so I knew right then and there something must be right, because it wasn't as comfortable as before. It didn't hurt, it just felt different. And then the third thing, which is the biggest thing that I want to share with you guys, was the hip rotation. So I have a swing thought that I use every single time I take the club face back, and it is pocket, pocket, swoosh. I heard it on Faraday. I don't remember who the pro was, but it was a very simple swing thought that I'm like, okay, this is something that I can remember to do. And I think about it every time. Turn my back right pocket, I'm right-handed, turn that one back, and then supposed to turn the pocket through, and then you should hear the swoosh at the end. Pocket, pocket, swoosh, hear the hips rotating through. But I was always focusing on that back right pocket, starting that, and kind of flipped the thought process on it and said, just turn your front left pocket. For some of you guys, that might be very simple, something you've been doing before. For me, I just never thought of it that way. So I started turning that front left pocket back, and he pointed, okay, this is why you want to turn that. You don't want to sway forward, because when you do that, your hands are getting out in front. You're going to get that club face open. You're getting that slice. So within 2 minutes of him just kind of explaining this to me on the tee, he pointed out a few quick little adjustments in my swing that I started to employ right away, and I started hitting straighter drives, started hitting straighter shots. I put the driver away for a few holes because those were slicing so bad that, I'm putting myself in trouble. Started hitting 3-wood, and I started finding fairways and started to make pars. One such par was on 16, where I hit it right down the right side of the fairway with the 3-wood. Hit another 3-wood to get it up closer to the green. I ended up pushing it a little bit right, hit a flop shot over some dunes and whatnot. I'm 21 feet away for a par save with a right to left break slightly uphill with a downhill towards the backside of the hole, and I sunk the 21-footer for par. I had 3 witnesses there, so I know for sure that I did it, not to mention shot scope here, tagged the putt. So I got that 21-footer for par. Those are kind of the shots that keep you coming back for golf, keep you coming back wanting to do more. Next hole was a par 3 downhill. It was a 125, played more like a 117, and I stuck it to 9 feet on the par 3. It's a really close approach for me. It was a little bit to the right. Had I been straight at the pin, who knows what I could have done on that one. I had an uphill putt, very uphill putt, right to left. Left it a little bit short on the birdie putt, but I did make the par putt. So back-to-back pars there. And then on the 18th hole, big body of water, busted out the driver, let it rip, let that fade / natural slice put me into play. Worked out well okay there. I was playing the hole mostly smart. Towards the end, I was on top of a high hill. Green was way below, so picture kind of like that. So I didn't want the ball to run, so I hit a flop shot, landed way short on a high side again. Then I just hit a pitch shot and got it close. Tom pointed out to me again, which another thing I want to share with you guys, was that when you're way above the hole, so you're way uneven lie, not an uneven lie, but you're way above the green, so your ball's sitting up here on a hill, green's down here, there's no need to hit a flop shot because of where you are. A natural, regular little pitch shot is going to give you that flop, style. It's going to come in, but it's going to come down tight. So I wish I would have thought of that or knew that ahead of time, but I didn't. So be it. Ended up bogeying that hole. So I'll be back there again in a couple of weeks, like I mentioned. Much different game plan. But with the advice that I got from Tom all week is back, kind of. The 100 swings a day, guys. So I mentioned before I was developing some bad habits with that. Now that I know that I need to keep that club face a little bit tighter in and rotating those hips, I've been doing the swings every night. I'm not keeping track of the number. I'm just swinging. So I'm doing maybe, anywhere between 40 to 80 would be a fair guess. So I'm doing those, and then the putt out is out, and I'm doing right around 100 putts a night on the putt out to get my feel back. That's really been going on before I played the 18 holes, and I can tell so because when I played at Shallot Hills over on Friday, I averaged 1.7 putts per hole. So I'm 2-putting every single hole. That's, if I can get in the greens and regulation 2-putting every hole, guys, I'm shooting par. It's just get the damn ball and play. So that was kind of the recap of the playing goes. Practice-wise, it's nice out. It's actually like 95 degrees right now. I'm not complaining of the heat. It's not raining. I'm happy about it. So I started to go over to the university that's across the street from my office. There's a big football field there. It's actually a really crappy football field. I'm not impressed by it. If I was an athlete playing football, and I'd be kind of upset because it looks like ACL tear central. So there's never anybody practicing out there. There's nobody ever there during my work hours. So I bring my flag out there. I got a collapsible flag. You guys have seen it on other lunch buckets in the back of the parking lot, and I'm starting to practice out there. So instead of hitting little 15, 20-yard pitch shots, I'm able to hit 80-yard approach shots with a wedge. So today I was out there doing that. It was hot. It was Wednesday, so Wednesdays I wear pink. Last shot, I figured I'd try to make a field goal and check it out. So as you see, it was up, it was good, it was perfect right down the middle, split the uprights. But again, I spent the entire practice working on those pitch shots from about, I don't know, it would vary. Sometimes I'd hit a full shot out to the middle of the football field, 80 yards in. Other times it would be maybe 40-yard pitch shots. It kept varying the distance on it. Hitting off the grass, not hitting off a mat, so that's good there. All I brought with me was my 52-degree gap wedge, getting more comfortable with that. And I was hitting very straight shots, very clean, very straight shots with one adjusting that grip, that left hand rolling it under the club a little bit more, and two making sure that back left pocket's turning and rotating my right hip through. It's starting to the point where it's starting to feel comfortable, starting to feel natural, so I'm going to keep working on that. I have a tee time for Sunday morning. It is at 8:51 a.m. My local course going out to Boone. That's where I play most of my rounds, as you guys know, especially 9 holes. I'm playing out there. What is going to happen this time, though, is that you're not going to see any shank drivers, any slices to the right, because I'm putting the driver in the trunk. I'm not even bringing it. I'm just going to tee off 3-wood the entire time. I can poke that out to like 230, 240 when I make good contact. Daniel Cowell is actually a buddy that I've met through the Golf City group. He all the time we text back and forth, and he just says, dude, just put the damn driver away. It's like, it's causing you problems. Just put it away, hit your 3-wood, and give yourself a shot. I say I know, but ego gets in the way. I'm putting it in the trunk. I'm going to play some Stenson golf, just hitting 3-wood, and hopefully with the little bit of a grip change, I still interlock. It's just rolling the hand over and focusing on that hip rotation a different way, picturing it, and that pocket swoosh. Hopefully I get more balls in play. Hopefully I get some better scores. Obviously we'll check in with that next week. ShotScope's going to keep track of all of that for me. That is it for this week's Duffs to Darts check-in. Hopefully you guys are working on your games as well. There's always time to practice, whether it's at home in your living room putting, chipping, or if it's on your lunch breaks like I like to squeeze it in. The only cost was my round of golf last week, and I got a gift card through that, so that was like $5 out of pocket. So, cha-ching. As always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe as always. It helps me out to kind of keep growing this movement, what I'm trying to do here, get people motivated to play the game at a budget. As always, guys, keep grinding.